From the two tech billionaires challenging each other to a cage fight, to the UFC president freaking out over the Tesla giant's bad form, here's everything you need to know about who would actually win between Musk and Zuckerberg. When Elon tweeted about being up for a cage fight with Mark, no one expected the Meta CEO to respond, let alone agree to the crazy idea. Between the two, Zuckerberg's not the one for cringy online rants or blocking random people on Twitter after losing bizarre arguments. That's like the Tesla man's entire brand. So, when Mark fired back by posting a screenshot of the fight challenge with the caption, "Send me location," the internet had one reaction. This has to be a joke. After all, it's not 18th century Europe where you'd settle disputes over a duel, right? Well, as it turns out, wrong. Commenting on this strange turn of events, Meta spokesperson Iska Sarek said, "The story speaks for itself," confirming that this was not a joke. With the ball in his court, Musk took things to the next level and shot back, "Vegas Octagon." See, this exchange could have been a decent audition for Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but Elon had to ruin it by adding, "I have this move called the Walrus, where I basically lie on top of my opponent and do nothing." Someone remind the poor guy, this is a cage fight, not his relationship. It's not easy to predict who'd win this match, since neither guy has ever fought professionally, but the Twitter CEO's already losing the trash-talking round. Now, this feud goes way back with intense back and forths over the years. And he's been teasing Zuckerberg ever since news got out of Meta's upcoming Twitter competitor. So you'd expect Musk to find better insults. Even fourth graders these days can do better than "zuck my tongue." Not to mention, he blames the Facebook CEO for making things personal and public. Which is odd, because everyone knows why Mark called the 2016 SpaceX testing disappointing. And it wasn't just to poke fun. It's because Elon's little space mission had failed so badly that it took down Facebook's Amos 6 satellite as it went kaboom. But then there's also the time the Meta programmer dissed the entrepreneur for his poor understanding of AI. Honestly, that was well-deserved because calling for internet regulations in 2023, this man really needs to check the calendar again. If duels and censorship are giving Musk a bad rep, Mark's hot Cambridge Analytica scandal isn't far behind, with serious allegations of meddling in national elections. It's not surprising that the competition has gotten way more intense after the Tesla CEO bought Twitter. While Elon's dramatic meltdowns could lose him some points, if anyone's keeping count, it's even harder to tell what this match will look like. Just a day after the challenge went public, UFC president Dana White got a text about it from Mark himself. White even said that he's been talking to the two tech moguls every night since then. What's more, the three, with some advisors on board, have been secretly negotiating and getting closer to making this physical showdown happen. Yes, these men really want to get physical. According to Dana, this won't fall under the official UFC rules, and will be more of an exhibition match, which he'll help organize. Someone also wants to bring in a charity element to it too, which sounds like a good marketing tactic. The exact details are still being figured out, but it's looking like this billionaire brawl might actually become a reality. Who would have thought? And now the Italian Minister of Culture has also jumped in, reaching out to Zuckerberg and asking if he'd be up to fight at the Colosseum in Rome. Before this, Las Vegas was being considered as the ground to host the much-awaited encounter, but this would have required official permission from the Nevada Athletic Commission. On June 30th, Musk also tweeted that there's some chance that the two will duke it out in the legendary venue. For hardcore fight fans, this is a dream come true. In case you didn't know, this is the place where Roman emperors staged epic gladiator battles, and word has it that both Mark and Elon are totally into the idea. According to Dana himself, the two tech giants are dead serious about making this happen. What's more, he thinks it would be the biggest fight of all time, possibly twice as big as Mayweather versus McGregor's boxing match back in 2017. But here's the thing, the Colosseum can only hold a few hundred people, so it's not exactly a massive stadium. But there's no denying it'll be one incredible backdrop. And with all the global viewers this match is gonna pull, millions of people will be tuning in on pay-per-view only to see Elon's sad attempts at trash talk. But in the billionaire's close circles, the response to this brawl has been mixed. According to some folks, Mark's friends and advisors are mostly on board with the idea of the match. Then, there are others, who think it'd just be a pointless distraction and not the best way for him to spend his time. At Elon's end, a close friend said that the space entrepreneur hates sports and never had the discipline to train regularly, so no one could rule anything out with him. Even May, Musk's mom, has an anti-stance on the showdown. She recently tweeted, Please don't support this match, and added 2 frowning emojis. But everyone agrees that if the two end up facing off against each other, it'd be quite a show, even in the world of tech where everyone loves to brag. Back in the day, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates used to take jabs at each other, but the most exciting rivalries were usually between billionaire yacht owners, like Larry Ellison from Oracle and Hasso Plattner from SAP. So this matchup would definitely be something new and entertaining. If this tech billionaire rivalry turns real, the UFC president mentioned that he's worried about the physical differences between the two. Aside from the 13-year age gap between them, Musk weighs at least 70 pounds more than Mark. In official mixed martial arts fights, fighters are usually matched based on their weight. The 51-year-old Tesla giant definitely has the advantage when it comes to size, and he's also talked about his street fights back in South Africa. On the other hand, Zuckerberg, 39, is all about MMA and has even won jiu-jitsu tournaments. He's been on fire lately, claiming to have mastered the grueling Murph challenge in just under 40 minutes. He's also really into the whole UFC scene. See, he's been on this personal mission for the past year and a half to get all ripped and learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is the grappling martial art they use in UFC fights. For the Facebook founder, it all started as a fun little thing back in 2021. He set up this mini academy in his garage and invited his buddies to come spar with him. Just imagine, Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, throwing down in his own garage. And the cool thing is, he loves that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu requires you to be super focused and strategic to win, instead of just relying on brute strength. On top of that, he's been training with some seriously awesome experts, like Dave Camarillo, James Terry, and Kai Wu. And get this, back in May, he even took part in a martial arts tournament over in Redwood City, California. Rocking a hat and sunglasses, the tech CEO was undercover the whole time until he finally stepped into the ring. And all this charm wasn't only for show, because he bagged gold and silver medals in the competition. As for Elon, the man has tweeted many times that he hardly ever hits the gym. He even had to get surgery for a back injury, which he got while goofing around with a sumo wrestler at some event. Just last month, he claimed he's been training in Judo and Kyokushin, 2 Japanese martial arts. And he even mentioned something about no rules street fighting. To top that, he's not feeling any love for intensive exercise, even after he called Zuckerberg to the possible showdown. According to Dana, he was crystal clear about it, like, "I ain't losing any weight," and straight up asked me, "Are we gonna throw down or what?" Even the top guy at UFC can't knock some sense into the stubborn billionaire. So there you have it, folks. From the UFC president freaking out over the Tesla giant's bad form, to the 2 tech billionaires challenging each other to a cage fight. That's why it's so hard to predict who'd actually win between Musk and Zuckerberg.